Today I'm going to be talking about the Rebote delay pedal. It's a Rebote 2.5 delay from Tonepad Effects. First modulation effect pedal that I built. Built this in January 2018. And well, let's get into it. Okay, so here we have the pedal. Here's a close-up of the graphic that I put on there. Turned out pretty well. This was a ferric chloride etch. I went away from doing the electrolysis etches. Those didn't seem to be as clean. This one turned out a lot better. There's still a little bit of pitting in some areas, but all in all, it turned out pretty good. So here it is. As you can see, January 20th of this year is when I completed it. Circuit board is etched. Wiring is a little bit cleaner than some of my other boards. Still could be tidied up a little bit. And if you'll see the there's black electrical tape on some of the capacitors there. It's because when I drilled the enclosure, I was about a fraction of an inch too high, so it just barely hits the board. I actually modified it, so I made another pedal for my dad, and that one clears the board no problem. You can see there's plenty of room between the stomp switch and the wall of the enclosure, so I just moved it down to be even with the stomp switch, and everything works a little bit better. Doesn't run into the board. But as this was the first one in the prototype, such is the case. Well, let's hear what it sounds like. So I'm going to be playing through the Vox Valvetronics 20 VTX, and you're going to be hearing the Squier Strat. Okay, so here is the clean tone. Okay, so now let's look at the pedal. We'll turn it on. The repeats go from about, we'll turn the level up so it's easier to hear. One repeat up to almost infinite. I have the resistor set just short of infinite, so it carries on quite a way. So that's what it sounds like with the repeat. The level, that's the blend with the wet and the dry signal. So with it all the way down, you can't hear any repeats. And all the way up, it's the repeated signal is set almost the same volume level as the initial, and then it trails off. And then my delay time goes from 0, where there's no delay at all the way up to almost half a second. I think it's like 500 milliseconds or just shy of. So we'll set it in the middle here. And here, let me show you some of the interesting sounds that I get out of it with the different settings. So here's a cool setting I like. I usually put like the repeats around 1 or 2, and the level probably like 3 o'clock or so it's not quite like 75%. And then I'll set the delay somewhere around 12 o'clock, between 11 and 1 o'clock. And you can kind of get a cool little slapback effect like this. And when you do some palm muting on it, it sounds pretty cool. And if you keep with the beat, it's like the slapback is hitting every other beat for you. So yeah, kind of keep time with it and you make some cool little riffs using that. Another setting I like is kind of like simulated reverb. It's not actually reverb because you're using a delay pedal, but you can get close. It's almost the same setting that I like here. I'll actually take the delay down to about, 9 o'clock, so you're not delaying as long. And I'll move the repeats up a little bit so you're getting 2 or 3 repeats, and it just gives it a little bit more space. As opposed to, it just kind of gives it a little bit more openness. So yeah, gives it definitely opens it up a little bit, makes it sound a little bit more roomy. I think it's kind of cool. And let's see, if we crank the delay all the way up, you can kind of have fun with that. Let's see, get a few repeats in here, take the level up, and then see what it sounds like. Yeah, pretty cool little pedal. It's very versatile. A lot you can do with it. So definitely a fun build, and something that I'll probably be keeping around for a while.